Today, in your workplace, exists a crucial component to the success of your organization. It's her. It's him. And yes, somewhere in there, it's you, the future leaders of that organization. Leaders play an important role in shaping the culture, driving innovation, and inspiring their teams to achieve greatness. It is through their vision, guidance, and ability to motivate that organizations can navigate challenges and reach new heights. Hi, I'm Lampkin, spokesperson for the Human Resources Analysis Team Project on Leader Development. As your host for this team project, allow me to introduce you to our team of researchers, providing you with the most relevant information on leader development. Mike Korsness will share core habits of past executive leadership education and how that has shaped the future of leadership development. Tamara Delano will be providing you with our leader development case study and best practices used in our business case for change. Stephanie Alexander will be sharing some overall best practices to support leader development initiatives for any organization. And Alexis Baker will inform us of recommendations all organizations can utilize to improve the communication between managers, subordinates, human resources departments, and one person we rarely consider, ourselves. So, how do we identify and develop effective leaders? It starts with recognizing the qualities and attributes that define exceptional leadership. Effective leaders possess a combination of innate talents and learned skills that set them apart. They exhibit strong communication skills, inspiring others with their words and active listening to different perspectives. They demonstrate integrity, leading with honesty, transparency, and ethical decision-making. Effective leaders are adaptable, embracing change and guiding their teams through uncertainty. They display emotional intelligence, understanding and empathizing with the emotions and needs of others. They are visionary, able to see the big picture and inspire others with a compelling vision for the future. Mike Korsness has identified several issues with traditional executive leadership education methods that hinder their ability to be effective in today's workforce. Chief learning officers find that traditional programs no longer adequately prepare executives for the challenges they face today and those they will face tomorrow. Problematic is the one-size-fits-all programs that suggest all leaders had similar development needs and could benefit from the same curriculum. Classroom-centric learning, where leaders attend lectures, seminars, and workshops. While these are all still valuable, it lacks the practical application and real-world context that leaders need. Short-term isolation programs, where leaders would be sent to limited trainings or interventions for just a few days, and then be expected to apply what they learn. This may provide an immediate remedy, but they fail to drive long-lasting behavior change and meaningful impact. Lack of diversity and inclusion, both in terms of participant demographics and curriculum provided. Lack of variety limits the perspective and experiences shared and fails to address the challenges faced by leaders in a diverse and global environment. Mike finds that one of the biggest complaints about executive education is that the skills and capabilities developed don't get applied on the job. So, why is this important? Well, it's a return on investment. If a new concept, model, or method is to make a difference to an organization, it must be used by its executives, not just understood intellectually. As a platform changes the nature of talent development, leaders will emerge with the skills. If we remain vigilant to the past bad habits of leadership development, it can help us avoid these issues that impact the environmental culture of the organization. The future of leadership development lies in three forms of learning. Personalized learning, where employees pursue the skills through development programs or practice that is right for them, at their own pace, using media that are optimally suited for their particular learning style and work environment. Social learning, where learning happens best when learners collaborate and help one another. And contextualized learning, Most executives value the opportunity to get professional development in ways that are directly relevant to their work environment. Developing leaders for the future is paramount to remain competitive in the forever evolving landscape of societal norms and workforce talents. To see an example of how organizations are transitioning from bad habits and traditional education to a new way of identifying leaders and addressing issues of leader development, Tamara Delano shares insight to the perspective of how government employees see their workplace. Government employees complain about the organization's inability to communicate clearly and openly to resolve problems. Existing leadership development programs are ineffective and expensive and focus on the functions of business more than the practice of managing. Tamara shares that we want to cultivate a continuous leadership growth mindset, ensure employees feel connection to the greater purpose, clarify potential career paths, leverage mentorship programs, identify emerging leaders, and focus on soft skills. Understanding the problem of low leadership development, the U.S. Department of Agriculture chose to create a 12-month pilot program. The pilot program encouraged managers to submit information and volunteer to be participants for the group. One of the selection criteria was whether the individual was pegged to have leadership potential. After speaking with the identified leaders, it was discovered there were 8 specific learning outcomes each participant desired. Taking these desires into account, the facilitator developed an action plan covering leadership development and action learning. Leadership development covers 5 areas, which were assigned to each participant to strive for. The areas are interpersonal skills, team building, decisiveness, conflict management, and continual learning. The other part was covered with action learning, which encouraged group participants to focus on deciding real human relation problems, examine a set of problems with team members within context of the action learning group, conduct questioning and reflecting process of specified problems, identify possible solutions, take action to then resolve the problem, increase self-awareness and the potential bottleneck the participant might be aiding, enhance understanding of group membership and help develop one another, and commit to working with the facilitator coach and with the group to have an engaged enterprise that is solution finding to reduce silos. Prior, during, and at the completion of the pilot program, data was collected on specific learning areas. This helped to show the effectiveness of the program, where focus areas should be reevaluated, and if the program was helpful with developing leaders and real-world problem solving. A summary of the data revealed 2 findings: an increased growth in the self-selected leadership skills that were focused on communication, team building, and conflict management, and second, a growing appreciation and awareness of the various ways in which action learning helped develop their leadership competencies. This was learning from one another by taking action, by asking questions, by listening, and by observing. Stephanie Alexander reaffirms much of the findings in this case study, with a list of best practices organizations have followed, proven to develop, and through that development, identify up-and-coming leaders within the workplace. Best practices such as performance appraisal, internal communication, and career planning make a difference in a firm's performance and its relationship with its workforce. The use of these best practices have shown to increase employee performance, as well as set the organization apart from its competitors. The advantages of using these best practices is it increases employee productivity and product innovation. Training, participation, appraisal, and career opportunities positively affect financial and product performance. Findings indicate that firms who provide more structural training and development create more new products, have more satisfied employees, and higher sales. In summary, Stephanie found that compensation, opportunity for growth and development, reward and recognition, and culture were all attractive areas of concern for people showing interest in joining the organization. These best practices were used amongst HR leaders to motivate and retain employees in the workplace for millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers. By studying the social and organizational elements of a working environment, Researchers can encompass all factors that feed into an employee's work experience. Putting the needs of employees first has shown to reduce employee turnover while increasing employees' well-being and may increase employee productivity. Employee satisfaction comes from understanding what their individual interests are and what kind of work environment they prefer. Bringing all of our team's research together, Alexis Baker provides us with specific recommendations organizations can utilize to improve the success of all within. Alexis recommends developing a succession plan to both identify and develop leaders, consisting of a curated process of identifying needs and people to teach and then challenge with real-world practice. The goal is to determine a person's readiness, organizational needs, identify high potential candidates, assess strengths and skills gaps, create a development plan, and select people that are ready for leadership positions. When complete, frequently conduct assessments of the plan and make any necessary adjustments. Both line managers and HR professionals play a critical role in succession planning. Leaders within the organization who are seeking other leaders should also invest in personal development. Leaders must be able to grow themselves in order to help others do the same. Take time to recognize past history and personal biases. Allow for leaders to take more risk at finding ways to help others connect and develop. This can be done through art-based or psychological learning-based methods. And lastly, as highlighted in one way or another by all of our researchers, is the buildup of the 4 general skills that will strengthen leadership capabilities. Cognitive, a focus on speaking, active listening, writing, reading comprehension, emotional intelligence, and active learning. Interpersonal, related to social perceptiveness, coordination, and persuasion. A business mindset, to include a management of materials, resources, skills, operations analysis, management of financial resources, and an ability to act creatively and strategically. And lastly, strategic alone, focusing on the organization's vision, identify consequences and key causes of problems, and appraising solutions. While the main responsibility of these skills belong to line managers, we must look within ourselves to seek opportunities for growth. It starts with how we communicate with ourselves. Identifying and developing effective leaders is not just an investment in the future of our organization, but also in the growth and success of individuals. By recognizing leadership potential, providing development opportunities, fostering a supportive culture, and encouraging mentorship, we can build a pipeline of exceptional leaders who will inspire, motivate, and lead our organization towards a brighter future.